What up, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Welcome, So I'm back, and we're gonna be making a quick and easy dinner, and it's cost friendly, okay? Family friendly, cost friendly, kid friendly. It's friendly. So let's get into it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, do everything. Show love, support. So first off, I thinly sliced chicken breasts. Okay, some chicken breasts. I just thinly sliced them because the ones I had were like super thick. They were super thick. Okay, so I had to thinly slice them because it was gonna work out for what I wanted to do, because we basically gonna be stripping these up. Okay, so I seasoned it first because I want to cook them whole. Now all the seasonings will be at the bottom. Okay, they will be at the bottom. Now, SHAWHAN Farms, if you listening, which you usually are, I use the rest of my smoky Creole rub. It took me a minute. These seasonings definitely stretch. If you haven't got anything by SHAWHAN Farms yet, I do recommend. They last. They low sodium. It's so flavorful. Okay, I love it. I love good seasonings, and they know what they doing over there. Okay, I say this often, and you see the seasoning often because they keep me laced with the seasonings. Okay, I love that. I love the love, and it's affordable. Go ahead and go on their website, shawhanfarms.com. I'll put the the link at the bottom or whatever, and it'll be in the description box below. Okay, so you can go ahead and get you some seasoning. Okay, so this was my first time using these sweet Hawaiian crescents. My first time using them. Maybe that's why I thought they was croissants, because they call crescents. What's the difference? I didn't even know that. I just realized that. But I went ahead and baked those. I love anything sweet Hawaiian. So I went ahead and baked those, and those are the cheeses. This is the evaporated milk. This is all for the macaroni and cheese, and then I'm going to be cooking some Brussels sprouts, okay? Roasted Brussels sprouts. Now, I like to cut mine in half. Now, if you shop at Aldi like I do, they got some big it really depends, because this specific time, the Brussels sprouts were huge. They were huge. But other times I've got my Brussels sprouts at Aldi, they were super small. So it was like, it's never really no in between when it comes to them. But I always peel off that first layer, because as you cut them anyway, since I'm cutting them in half, the layer's gonna come off anyway. So I take off that first layer like I would like lettuce, like I would cut any green vegetable. Like I take the first layer off the lettuce, anything like that. I just take that off. Okay, and I just cut them in half, and I put them. I'm putting them over there. I'm putting them in the water. Okay, so I can let them soak for a little bit, because you gotta clean your veggies. You gotta make sure they right, and because even though they be saying washed on the bag, I don't believe people. Okay, I don't believe people. You're not finna know. We not doing that. We not doing that. We just not. I can't, because people will lie straight to your face. You ain't finna do me like that. We not doing it. So I just went ahead and I just washed the Brussels sprouts, and I let them just kind of soak for a little bit while I cooked everything else, because this took less than an hour. Less than 2 hours tops, but less than an hour, because I like to kind of have everything kind of going at one time, because the chicken, when it comes to chicken breast, it doesn't take long to cook. Because I let them sit. I let the chicken breast sit in the refrigerator after I seasoned them. I let them sit in the refrigerator for about a good hour or so, because I was making this on the spot. If you can let it sit overnight, I advise you do that. Okay? I advise you to do it, because it can get maximum flavors when you do that. So I just let mine sit while I did this, because, it was a good way for me to let that marinate as much as I could while I was, cutting this. Like having other things to do, since this was like a meal, a 3-courser. I went ahead and, just kind of got everything together. I usually like to prep everything before I start cooking, like chop everything up at once so I won't have to worry about it. But, I do everything. I don't do everything the same every time. I'm an expert in the cooking. I'm an expert when it comes to the kitchen. I do that. This is my thing. This is my forte. This is my piece. So I don't do everything the same every time. So I'm gonna be using my TikTok cheese grater. Okay, like I said, I got it free from the TikTok shop. They doing some things over there too. TikTok got its perks. Okay, and I like that. All you have to do is, you get the thing and you make sure you mention that it's free. Okay? Do the obvious things when somebody send you something for free. Well, not everybody asked you to say that, but TikTok specifically wanted me to say that it was for free. So, I guess so they can get more people to get it. You get commission when you do stuff like that, though. I'm working with some people, working with a couple people over at over on TikTok shop or whatever, and I like it. I like how they, it works out, because I'm willing, I'm going to get more and more advanced with this reviewing things, as far as like when people send me things, because I want to make sure I'm showing my face so they know that it's like really me, I guess. The more I guess the bigger the following you get, the more you just have to show your face more. The more you have to be more present, and give it your all, Now, I will say that, with YouTube, I haven't been giving it my all because, I won't lie, I get discouraged on here. It's easier to post on other stuff as opposed to this, because I'm so close to being monetized, but it's still some things on my channel I still want to change, and I'm still trying to build, because, we just trying to build. I'm trying to build no fat. I'm almost at 19K on Instagram, I'm almost at 3K on here. I'm at 20K, 20K, I guess, on TikTok, 20.4 or something like that. So we building. Like I said before, I've said this before in another one of my videos. This is the most followers I've ever had. So I'm just appreciative to be here, because I know it's only going to keep growing, because I'm not going to stop creating and making things, because I'm not going to stop eating, and I'm not going to stop cooking. So as long as, as long as I got breath in my body, we going until the wheels roll off. I don't like that saying. We just going until infinity and beyond, in Buzz Lightyear voice, That's what we doing. So I just went ahead and browned the chicken breast on both sides. I had, from cutting them into thin slices, I had about a good 8 or 9 pieces. So as they was getting done, because it don't take long for chicken breast to cook, and you do not want them to overcook. Okay, browning them on both sides, I'll say maybe tops 4 or 5 minutes on both sides, but you can tell when it's done. Okay, and this is why I wanted to cook it whole and then chop it, because I want to see that white meat. You see it? Tender juiciness. Okay, and that's why I say you don't want this to overcook, because we want to maintain that juiciness. We want to keep that going. So as I was cooking, okay, so basically in this process right here, as I was cutting them like this, I'm right by the skillet. So I was taking the chicken breast right out, and as I was cutting them, I was just throwing them right back in the skillet, so they could still get that juiciness. Okay, so and then they can get the rest of those flavors that's in the pot. Because there's a lot of flavors going on, and you're gonna see in a minute after I get done chopping them into the strips that I've been like I said in the beginning that we was doing. These are the strips. This is why I do that. This is why I cook it whole, so they can look stripped up like this. Now, you can do this with chicken thighs too, but it's just something about seeing that white meat on that chicken breast when it comes to specific things or specific foods that I'm trying to make. Because when it comes to pasta, I can do either one, but this is going to be peppers and onions, like chicken breast, grilled chicken breast with peppers and onions, basically is what it is. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here. I cut them into strips, and I'm just going to keep going and cook all of them till they're done. Then I put them to the side. Now I deglaze the pan a little bit, because like I said, it's a lot of juiciness, a lot of flavor at the bottom of that pan, because I'm going to be cooking the Brussels sprouts in that same pan. Okay, same pan, because I want to have that same flavor. I want to get them flavors. Okay, so I put a little bit of water on it at the bottom, just to deglaze the pan, and I'm putting the Brussels sprouts face down, because I want to soak in all that juiciness. Okay, all that flavor. Okay, it's all about the flavors. It's always been about the flavors. That sounds like 17 again with T and Tamara Mowry. He said it's all about the hotties. What does he mean? Like, okay, anyway. Woo, I get sidetracked. So I just went ahead and put the Brussels sprouts face down. And we're going to just be cooking them until they're kind of until they kind of tender. So that's why I put a little bit of water at the bottom to, one, to deglaze the pan, but two, because I'm be covering these because I need, basically they need to steam so they can get tender, because I don't want them hard. It's basically like equivalent to cooking broccoli, or since they baby cabbages, equivalent to cooking cabbage, because you have to you render the cabbage down. You don't like the cabbage to stay that crunchy consistency, so we cover it so we can get it softened a little bit. Not too soft, because I don't like my Brussels sprouts super soft. I like a little bit of a crunch with still a softness to it. So I'm just gonna cover it. After I go ahead and season just a little bit, add some garlic salt with parsley. Now I'm rotating a lot of the seasonings. I didn't use too much seasoning on these Brussels sprouts. I put that garlic salt and the black pepper, and I added some SHAWHAN Farms Cajun blackened seasoning at the last minute. But basically I'm just that was on the Cajun blackened seasoning. That was the only thing I basically basically added to it, because since I didn't have no more smoky Creole rubs, since I used that on the chicken, I went ahead and substituted with another SHAWHAN Farms classic and great, because that DAPS, okay, that SHAWHAN Farms DAP blackened Cajun seasoning, that is flavorful. Okay, I like it. Like, that's something that I would have made up myself, because in the future, and I'm gonna manifest this, and I'm gonna say it right now, set it in stone, I'm gonna have my own seasonings too. So I'm just, but I'm never gonna stop buying other people's seasonings either way, because I like to try things. That's what I do. That is who I am. I love to try things. If I could try things without gaining weight, just like any other woman or person in general, that'd be great. I would try everything. But I'm just getting to I'm at an age where I just gotta try everything in moderation. Try when I can. You don't want to overindulge. You gotta try when you can, because I will overindulge. That's one thing about me. When I'm hooked on something, I'm hooked on it until I ain't hooked no more. So when it comes to me trying new things, I just make sure to spread it out, So this is how the Brussels sprouts looking when I got them, kind of softened from steamed. This is how they steamed up. And you saw me add that SHAWHAN Farms, that Cajun seasoning, because I need a little spice. I like, if you haven't noticed, because like I said, if you're new here, hello. But I like to use spice. I'm a spicy person. I'm a Sag. I'm a Sagittarius. We are very spicy. It's a fire sign. I love spice. I mean, I know some fire signs, I know some fire signs that don't like spice, but I do. And I'm also in a relationship with a fire sign, so it's a spicy house, But this is how they look when they was done. Now, the only thing is, I thought I had a full box of elbow macaroni. Okay, so I had 2 evaporated milks. Any other time when I make mac and cheese and I'm using evaporated milk, like I usually will from now on, I usually have just one. I usually grab one. I don't usually grab enough. I don't usually grab 2, but today I grabbed 2. But in this case, I didn't have enough noodles. It's just always something, It's always something. It's either I don't got enough noodles or I ain't got enough macaroni. No, I said that wrong. It's either I ain't got enough noodles or I ain't got enough milk or enough cheese. Like, it's always, I'm going to get better. Like I said, it's all about progressing and trying to work at it. And I'm trying. Like I said, I just be having to get into the habit of just, taking a glance before I leave the house sometimes when I'm going to the store, so I can make a note. I got to do more things with time, just making notes of things. Like, I need to write physical notes or use my notes in my phone, like things like that. I'm going to have to start creating habits, because it don't take long. Because any other habit I've created, it like me making lunches every day for me and my man, or my man in particular, because sometimes I don't be feeling like making me no lunch. I might grab, do my own thing. But making lunches every day is a thing that I do. It's not easy to form a habit, but once you got it, you got it. It's kind of easy to form a habit once you get the routine going, though. And so this is what I meant about me having too many noodles. Okay, having too many, the consistency was off. So I'm just like, okay, let me add more cheese. That ain't gonna make it no better though. No more noodles, like no noodles. No, it wasn't finna work out. So I had to do what I had to do. So I let it, the sauce was already, it thickened up and all that, but no. I had to go in and pour it, like, to kind of get some of the milk, get some of the sauce out, basically, the milk out, get some of that out, because it was giving watery. It was giving soup, macaroni soup. We can't have that. We're not doing it. So I went ahead and poured some of that, poured that to the side, just to kind of help it out, because either way the mac and cheese will thicken. So I didn't want to pour too much out to the point where it would dry when it did, thicken, because it does have to go in the refrigerator, because this is not something, it's just me and my man. I'm not feeding a house full of people, so we always have leftovers depending on what it is. But when it comes to like the meals where I'm trying to stretch, or like the soul food meals or the Sunday dinners, because I got a playlist, if you didn't know, I have started to divide things in the playlist so it's easier for y'all to find. So I do have a playlist where it's specifically for easy dinner ideas. So if you're just browsing and you just looking at my page or anything like that, just go ahead and look through my playlist. I got them kind of, separated now, so it's easier to find. Like, you can find the desserts, you can find the soul food meals, you can find like my Taco Tuesday type of things. Yeah. So check that out. If you're on my page, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna say it again because it's free. It's free for me to say it, and it's free for you to do it. Okay, let's build. I said I'm almost at 3K. Let's get to 5. Let's get to 10. Let's get to 20. I'm already about at that on my other stuff, except for Facebook, because I just got back on Facebook. I'm about to hit 300 followers on Facebook. So either way, I'm just trying to build. We just trying to build, And this is the meal. This was the meal. This was it. This is deliciousness. If you make this, make sure you let me know. Drop a comment and make sure you subscribe.